Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Lunch Money. We are your noon. I'm your host, Gina Savage. I'm a talent booker and the owner of Sunshine State Comedy in Florida. I'm joined with co-host, creator of our own show, Christy Unleashed, very talented comedian, Christy Miller.
Yeah! Happy Monday. Yeah. Hi, G.
Happy Monday. New look, new noon.
Yeah, we are your new noon and your new backdrop. What do you think?
Right. We look like, I like it.
I feel like I'm in like a
mug.
I feel like I'm in a 90s episode of like some sitcom.
Two goth chicks telling stories.
Hey-o!
Hello, goth chicks. We look goth. It's goth. I mean, especially with that, my
your new tat.
My new tat. You know what this does? It opens the door for future tats.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
All right, welcome to the new noon.
Now you're never gonna be buried in a Jewish cemetery.
That rule is, I hear, rumor has it, no, because so many Jews have tats now, and money talks, bullshit walks. So you're getting buried wherever you want.
If you got the green, you can lay in their green lawn. Good night. Hey.
I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you in. We have a new look.
Yep, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We had a little hiatus. How you doing? Nothing. All right, that was bad.
Caller.
Are you there, caller? Caller, are you there? Is somebody there, sweetie? Anybody?
I missed you, man. So much has happened.
I missed you too. I miss having our Monday 12 noon coffee talks.
Yes. You know what word came to mind over the last 3 weeks? Just the word backlash. You do something and there's backlash. A lot of backlash.
I think I used that mascara. Maybelline.
I know we have a lot of things to talk about. I'm not going to talk about Dave Chappelle. I'm just going to say backlash. And come on. Those are the two things I'm going to say. Backlash and come on. And welcome to the new noon, full of insightful thought processes. Okay.
I'm just going to say one thing about Chappelle and then we'll move on. If
Okay.
you didn't watch it, you can't comment.
I love Dave. That's never going to change. It's just not. So let's talk about one of my favorite things. Space. I mean, I really want to talk about like what you did and what you didn't do, in these last 3 weeks, but we'll get to that. But one of the things that just fascinates me is my man, William Shatner, was in space.
Eric Marino had the funniest joke. Wigs in space.
Wigs in space. He's 90 years old. He played this iconic character, Captain Kirk, right? Mm-hmm. Who better to be in space, honestly? Like, I mean, if you're going to go all out, I mean, it's a little show-offy Jeff Bezos, but, William Shatner in space is apropos.
It was a perfect casting. I just wish George Takei could have been out there going, "Oh my!"
Yes,
so hot. Oh my!
SNL referenced that. Like, why? I am loving Bowen Yang so much.
Isn't he delicious? I am obsessed with Bowen Yang.
Me too. Like, I want to hang with Bowen Yang.
I want to be his fag hag. Can we still say that? Yes, we can.
We can't. There's something very Daryl-y about his face, though. Like Daryl Hammond. There's like a little bit of you could do a lot of things with Bowen Yang's character, his face, because like it's a pliable face. Whatever that means. But yeah. I'm so happy for William Shatner. And these journalists are like, he's incoherent, he's talking, he's making no sense, he's a Comic-Con, he doesn't know what he's 90. What the fuck do you want from this guy?
But they also have to get, because that whole Comic-Con thing, people were really thrown off. Like he was just talking in these weird parables and like saying, I go, dude, the dude is a poet. Do you ever remember back in the 90s? Now that he's in his 90s, he doesn't remember, sweetie. But remember back in the 90s when the Shatner would have that beatnik poetry slam thing? Remember he would do those on MTV? That's what he was doing. He's still in that poetry mode. Spock. Trees, lights.
Trees, lights.
Shirts.
Spock.
Yeah. You know, it's like
journalists.
That's how he talks in that whole poetry haiku. Like he is a walk. If haiku was a person, it's William Shatner.
William Shatner in space. Haiku. Speaking of Koo, my friend Esther Koo, love her. So yeah, I mean, I was, you know, I mean, that's just like, and he was like, oh, everyone should, everyone see this, you know, and yeah, I'd like to be next. Okay, take me up. And did you see? I don't know who the woman was.
Beam me up, Scotty.
I don't know who the woman was, but she was like, awesome, and oh, this is nuts, and it's nuts, and like these are the things I would say in space, like awesome, I'm in space. You know, what are you gonna say?
You know what I would say?
I'm gonna be some what?
You know what I would say? Hey, what? Jeff, I could see your house from here.
It's the eighth wonder of the world.
Big, because he's got a compound. Nothing. All right. Fuck
I got
this
you.
Place.
The eighth wonder.
Lunch
all right.
money.
So it was good. One of the things that you know, I watched. Okay, I don't know if you're watching this. So I was watching SNL, and we'll just to backtrack, Kim, because we haven't seen each other. I thought Kim Kardashian was outstanding. I thought, you know, wow, I gave her props in my mind. I'm like, wow, props in my mind.
Great monologue. Perfect.
It was
monologue
great. Well
for her.
written.
She did great. I'm so
she
excited
executed
for her.
it. Yeah, she executed it. You know, spot on execution. Good for her.
It made me love her. If that's
me
weird.
too.
It made me love her.
It made me almost follow her.
Ooh,
I'm like one of the only standouts
Ooh.
that well, the thing is, this is the thing. Like, I don't want that, but I almost did. Like, I don't want to be all up in the Kardashians.
I don't
all
follow
up
them,
in them.
Keeping all up in them Kardashians.
So they
that's what basketball players do. And fucking, what was it? Kylie threw everybody off in this fucking Travis Scott. How do you throw a white guy in there and really fuck the family up? How rude is that?
I haven't had enough coffee in my badass. Look, it's not, it's barely disappearing now, right? I have to go all the way there, but at least if I'm here, right? Badass. Coffee with creamer that is far too fattening for words.
This is my coffee today. I had double espresso earlier, but Suja. Suja.
Suja. Brought to you by sponsors we don't have.
Sponsored by Whole Foods and Jeff Bezos in outer space.
But getting back to SNL, so they did a parody with Rami Malek, who I love, of scenes from a marriage on HBO. I don't know if you've seen this.
I didn't see it. I only saw one sketch because I forgot last night. And I watched the sketch when they were doing buying the mattress.
Which was hilarious.
Well, hilarious. It was
true.
really hilarious.
I could add to this in bed. You don't want to know what I'd be saying, but it was funny. But so scenes from a marriage, you know, Jessica Chastain, and I'm not going to, the only reason I bring it up is because it's like one of those, you know, it's seriously for white people, right? It's like very scenes from you know, we're over intellectualizing, overthinking our relationship, you know, only to bring us maybe perhaps to the point of love again, right? And they did a sketch. Yeah, I know, it was brutal, but I just love the tag on the sketch, which was, and let me get the Schumers out for this, because I can't see shit. Is this for us, meaning white people? Is this for us? Because we don't want it. And the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, do I want this? I was watching it. I'm like, am I trying to get involved in their lives? Do I care? And I love Jessica Chastain, and I don't know the other actor's name, but I mean, I'm not here. I don't know what that's for, who is really benefiting from that. But one thing people seem to be gravitating
Okay.
to is
Uh-huh.
Squid Games. I just a squid should just come across the screen right now. This is a squid.
Is that a squid?
It's
I
like,
thought of rock, paper, scissors.
I don't know what the sign language is for squid. Should probably be something like this. I don't know. But did you see it? Did you?
No. Squid Game? No. I actually have a sketch idea for Punky for this week.
No.
Oh,
no, I'll come back. I'm gonna come back.
Hey,
here. She's back.
No, I have a sketch about that, which I'm sure they do, but I'm gonna pitch it to Punky. I'll send it to her tonight, so when she wakes up tomorrow for writing.
Oh, great.
Go over it. But yeah, it's stupid. I think it's a funny sketch, and the last sketch we wrote together was it didn't make it, obviously, because she would have called me and told me it's on. But
she would have.
Yeah, it's a lot of changes going on over at Saturday Night Live. Like they got those new writers and all these, kids of old writers are now writers, and they're TikTokers, and it's a lot of like change. So like everything's shifting over there. So it's like you never know what's gonna hit.
Well, one thing that I noticed, and we've talked about it before, was that like they don't seem to be backing down, like they're really like, in this cancel culture, thing.
Well, they did it first. They did it first.
But
and then it was backfiring on them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
think
understand.
We're all I think we're just tired of it. I think we're just tired because now it's like the Me Too movement. Like, watch Dave Chappelle. It's like the Me Too movement. I've said this for years, like, last couple of years. It's, and its inception, it was the right thing. It was the right thing to do, and it was a great cause. Then it gets saturated and watered down and bastardized and ridiculed, and people jump on the coattails and try to make things out of nothing because they want to be a part of something. And that's what happened with cancel culture. Cancel culture, it was supposed to be going after things that are really bad and that are really hurtful. Now they're just saying it to anybody. You said you're canceled. Like it's enough now. And I think people are just tired.
I don't understand what happened to, I don't like it, I'm turning the TV off. I don't like it, I'm turning this, I'm not going to listen to that podcast. I mean, I can't believe that that's in the vernacular of things but like, you don't like it, don't watch it. You don't like, what happened to that? Like, I was not a fan of like I was a kid. I love her now, but I didn't understand her then. Phyllis Diller was not like on my list of comedians of the day, who I love now, by the way. But I just didn't watch it. And then, I didn't like, forgive me, this is like sacrilege. I didn't like Nirvana when they first came out. And then like, I was like 10 years later, I'm like, Nirvana, like sometimes, and I'm not saying that like politically, like these issues aren't like important issues, these questions they raise, but like, Dave Chappelle is not running for president when last I checked. And he's a comedian.
And
let that be the last bastion of saying stupid shit. And you don't have to think it's funny, but could we just have this one forum to say shit?
But the problem I have is that people that want to talk shit about comics saying shit don't listen to the whole thing. They take things out of context of what somebody else posted and they run with it. Everybody that I've talked to that was pissed off about it, I said, did you actually watch the show? No, I don't have to.
Well, so we weren't gonna
I watched it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I watched it. And if they actually watched it and in its whole context, he's actually telling his experience with the whole last few years, and it was brilliant. But they're not going to, and you can't change people's mind. Yep, and that's fine.
It's okay.
Then be your own worst enemy.
It's a lot, and I don't know how one handles. He tunes it out, but I think he listens, and it's a lot, and it's a lot for everybody. Like, enough. Just calm down.
Yeah.
Just calm down.
Well, they just pick on battles they think they can win, as opposed to the bigger picture of what's really going on.
I don't even think it's that anymore. I think it's like we're not trying to make money here, or maybe we are at some point, but we're not using a topic of conversation to call attention to ourselves in a way that like, will like, this isn't going to go viral. Let's face it. You know what I'm saying? We're having a conversation,
Yeah.
and I can see all points of view.
Yeah. We're content. We're not like short attention span theater, viral, quick video. This is content.
Yeah. Well,
is
that's
it though?
That's
Is it
debatable.
though?
That's debatable. Okay. But anyway, I did watch Squid Games during our break. I did watch it. It's a fascinating, albeit brutal look at humanity.
Yeah.
And the reason I watched it is because Leslie Jones had posted about it. See, we are influenced, but I love her thought process. So I was like, okay, I saw the attractions on Netflix, and I'm like, I'm watching this. And it took a minute. Like, it took about 2 episodes. For those who can't wait patiently, you have to kind of give it 2 episodes in before you're like, really like, okay, wow, okay.
Yeah.
And then it's a wow, okay. And where are we going? Mm-hmm. That's my review. Wow, okay. And where we're going. Where are we going? Wow, okay. Wow, okay. Where are we going with this? But yeah. All right. So what else did I want? Oh, Cher.
Yeah.
Cher, what are you trying to do?
Well, sweetie, I'm suing for $1 million for all the last proceeds that Mary Bono is keeping that me and Sonny made. That's it.
Thank you, Cher. I'm so happy to hear, and I'm surprised that Mary would do that to you.
I'm not.
And why is that? She's just a money hungry. I mean, look, it's Sonny and Cher. It's not Sonny and Mary. Give her the half the fucking. Sorry, everything ends with fucking because of the tat.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna curse like a sailor.
R. What's the letter that comes after Q? R.
R.
But
she is wrong.
Mary Bono or Cher?
Mary Bono. I don't care what the provisions of the contract, of the provisions of, section 5-8 say. Fuck it. It's Cher. Give her the freaking
Sonny
money.
And Cher. She gets the money. You're not Mary and Sonny. It's like,
yeah,
I
were
think
you there?
Mary was. You weren't even born yet, sweetie. I was, because I'm a 90-year-old lady.
Yeah.
The fact that she probably thought, oh, but it's Sonny, so I'll just keep it, and didn't think about it. Or maybe, maybe Mary's a little conniving that we don't know, But go get your money, Cher. Get your $1 million, bitch.
Yeah, she needs that money to take care of the elephant.
The elephant. The elephants, they need me. The one elephant I saved named Chaz. Sweetie, yes, I'm talking about your fat ass. Are you a man or a woman or a they or a them?
They are them. Hey, that wasn't bad. They are them. My problem is with the pronouns, and for the 56 people that listen, is not that I can identify ourselves. We might have talked about this. It's just I'm lazy. Like I got to call you that. I got to call you this. It's like, and I'm fine with all of it. It's just like I'm lazy. That's all. I don't want to do it. I don't want. Yeah. It's more forms to fill out, and I'm tired. I'm old now, and that's probably the problem with a lot of people. Is they're just old, and it's not that we can't change our minds. It's just I'm tired.
Yeah, we're old and ratchety, and it's like they want to be they, that, them, those, this, her, him, whatever. I'm just gonna be you.
I think we should just say like, okay, so in AA. It used to be a fellowship of men and women. It used to be AA is forgive me AAs. It's just I'm not trying, but it used to be Alcoholics Anonymous is a program of men and women, etc. Right? What is it a program of? But now they say people. It's Alcoholics is a program. Of people. So just encompassing. So you're a person A, person B, person C. You're just a human being. Can we just human named X, Gina X human, right? This is applying for the job. A human being, no identity. Like, I don't need to be like the gender specific. You know, like, are you a person applying for a position? Male, female, they, them, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is my name. I'm applying for this job. We have to lose the labeling. That's the problem.
Well, human beings need to label so they can process it in their little pea brains.
No one's going to listen to me anyway. So what does it matter? Anyway,
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Speaking of ageism, and then we'll catch up with what's happening this week. What's going on in comedy and ageism these days?
Oh, well, a lot of the city clubs are, a lot of them are doing independently produced shows now. So because they don't want to have the overhead, because they're trying to make up for what they lost. That's fine. But now it's like open micers booking open micers. And then the clubs that actually book Friday, Saturday shows are actually just like overlooking the 50 and over, or even the 45 and over. They're kind of like skating away from them. And they're saying that we're too old, that we're saturated, we're too old, we're not draws anymore. And it's like, you're putting people on that have, if they headlined and did every joke they ever wrote, would have 5.5 minutes of material. And they're acting like it's back to the 90s again. Remember back in the 90s, like the late 90s, when they were like, the ageism was a big deal. They were trying to get fresh blood. Oh, you have to be a young comic to get spots. And it's like, are we past? Is this still a thing?
Right.
Is this, I just found out I just found out some shitty things that somebody said, that a booker said, and it just sent me through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I don't think, for as advanced as a progressive really as some things are, like, there are certain pockets in this business because of, what people think the public wants to see.
But they're also
really
booking the comics that they're friends with or that they want to sleep with.
That just doesn't change.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And
it
it's
really
just like,
doesn't. It's very hard to weed that out,
Yeah. That's
but,
why we all have to do our own thing.
Right. I mean, should there really be, and to be fair, should there be and I think it's a great show, although I haven't seen it, but I've heard, and you did it already, Women of a Certain Age, right?
Yes, I've done it, and I'm doing it again on November 2nd at City Winery.
Okay, so even having a show, sort of women of a certain age. Well, we know you're not a kid, right? It's like it's right, but that's always like these types of things when we talk about naming shows, like it's the all-female review or the blah blah blah. I mean, they're just never going to go away. So it's either we have to learn to live within the culture and make our own freaking way in it. Look,
that's why I always say, just create your own lane. Create your own lane.
Right.
That's it.
I mean, I'm up there. But I will say, because I don't have a lot of time, I got to get moving in a few. But I'm actually doing a show in Florida on right after Thanksgiving on Friday, November 26th. I will be doing my version of stand-up at Karma Brewing in Lake Park, Florida.
Ooh.
So my friend, right? He's my friend. Put me on a show. It's okay if it's the guy that, he's putting me on, but he's my friend and he supports me. So there's probably some deserving comic out there like, what the hell? Why is she on there? She's not that funny. But yeah, I'm doing Karma Brewing in Lake Park, November 26th at 8 p.m.
Okay, Gina,
So
what you just said is my imitation of every comic that sees a lineup they aren't on. Why are they on that lineup? I'm funnier than them.
Yeah, I know. And we know a few people that do that on the reg.
On the reg. Yes.
Anyway, yeah. So I mean, it was nice because I'm still in the process of looking for a venue. But I'll be honest, I am working elsewhere for now, and just a little side cash, and I'm finding it very easy and like no pressure,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's actually nice not to, because this business is exhausting in a lot
Yeah.
of ways.
Yeah.
Um,
It is. Trust me.
so it's nice not to be all up in it. But to that end, though, to promote other shows, please look for David Sadman at the Beer Garden in Boca, and my girl Elijah, who has her show every Wednesday at Gatsby's in Fort Lauderdale. And that's all I've got. What else do we want to? We're just getting back to it.
Well, let's see. I have shows
Where are you gonna
coming
be?
up. Well, as we know, Dice. I was opening for Dice out in Austin and Dallas on the 26th to the 29th. We pulled out because the promoter was fucking with the money big time, and Dice said, "Fuck this, fuck you." So we canceled it. So now we've rescheduled up in Nyack, and I think this is a Frozen.
Uh-oh.
Are you
Yeah.
there? Okay.
I was frozen for a
Yeah,
second.
you were. You looked good in the froze. And so I have October 30th. I'm doing a private event with Jim Madrinos out in New Jersey. November 1st, I'll be at House of Brews. November 2nd in New York City on Restaurant Row. November 2nd, I will be with Carol Montgomery on Funny Woman of a Certain Age at City Winery. November 3rd, I'm at the V Spot. And then November 13th, I'll be doing a benefit for the veterans out in New Jersey, the VFW. And November 14th, Christy Unleashed with Mark Riccadonna will be live on stage in the New York Comedy Festival at this comic strip on the Upper East Side at 8:00 p.m. You should definitely check that out. It's going to be so much fun. And our guest is Rob Bartlett.
That's great.
And then Dice and I have been rescheduled.
Fantastic.
Dice and I have been rescheduled to November 10th and 11th at Levity Live in Nyack. So come on out to those shows.
I love Dice. I mean, I'm one of those people that there were a few people that defined my sense of humor at a certain time.
Sure.
Right. And Dice was one, and Barry Sobel back in the day was another. Of course, Richard Pryor, but Dice, I told you this a long time ago.
Yes,
I thought I
yes.
was going to be
Yeah.
I can't even do it. Anyway,
we're not limber enough anymore.
I'm not limber. But anyway, well, it's good to see you, and
Yes,
I'm glad we're back.
too. Yes, we are back, and you can see us every Monday at 12 noon right here on YouTube. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and share. Hey, and we will see you next Monday at 12 p.m. We are Lunch Money. That's Gina Savage. I'm Christy Miller. We are your new noon. Deuces.